Cliff Floyd is on the line. Cliff, your thoughts on the cookie Tim is admiring in this moment, and what is your favorite cookie?
Well, that ain't it.
Hold on.
That's a perfect answer.
So then what is Cliff Floyd's go-to cookie? First off, hold on. How are you? How are the family? Is everyone good? We need to check in on that before we get cookie talking.
Everybody's great, man. As good as we can be. My kids, thank goodness, for once, they homebodies, so it's not really affecting them that much.
Right.
They would love to be going to school now. I say, see, you asked for this, and now your butt got to go to school. I mean, now you're doing school at home, and you have nothing to do, no recess. Recess is outside in the backyard. But
Right.
They've been good.
Good.
They've been really
All
good,
right,
so I can't complain. Cookie Oreo.
Just straight up.
That's fine.
Straight up Oreos, double stuffed though. I don't do that little, I got to go big or go home. So it's a double stuffed Oreos.
Right.
And I don't do the whole dip in the milk and all that stuff. Nope. I crush them, and then I drink me a
Twist
big
top?
glass of
Twist
water,
top?
and I'm good.
Do you twist the top off?
I have
off?
to. It's a bad thing I do, but I have to do it. Yeah.
Do you find it hard do you find it hard, Cliff Floyd, to trust people who dip their cookies in milk?
Absolutely, I really do. I look at them differently.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Me and Cliff Floyd couldn't be more I dip my chocolate chip cookies in milk, and I enjoy golden Oreo. Have I lost my street cred with Cliff Floyd?
Yeah, you have.
Whatever street cred I had.
The milk, just crush, and then you super thirsty, and then you finish off with a nice glass. And you can drink them. I'm not opposed to you drinking your milk afterwards. I drink, I'm a water guy. I crush water afterwards, and I'm straight. Like, I'm good. But if I see anybody dip, give me your street cred. Give me your street cred. You gotta take it. It's revoked.
You're missing out. The milkshake that acquires after you dip a chocolate chip cookie in milk, because parts will fall off. What's remaining of that milk is scrumtrolescent. Let me tell you that. And I will give you my street cred card, or whatever street cred card I had. I'll give it to you along with my bass.
Yep, I'm revoking it. It's a wrap. Sorry.
Do you
make sure I don't give you cookies for Christmas?
Cliff Floyd here on Tim and Sid. Cliff, if I don't know the answer to this, but if you had to guess whether Jeff Blair dunks his cookies in milk or doesn't, which one would you guess?
Damn. I love Jeff. I'm gonna say he dunks. He a dunker.
Okay.
And I love him. You got to ask him though. I think he's a dunker.
Okay. Will this change your view of Jeff? Because you have, I don't think Jeff goes there. I think Jeff is, because Jeff's lived his life covering the game, you know it, and he's had no time to do anything. So he doesn't have the time to just dunk cookies into milk. He's got to make deadline. He's got to talk to Cliff Floyd. He's got to go in the clubhouse.
I think he's an undercover dunker. Like he'll
yeah. Keep going there. I think you found something. Yeah.
Yep.
He's afraid to admit. I'm not afraid to admit my dunking. He's scared.
I think Cliff Floyd just came up with a national cookie campaign for a company. That's a Super Bowl ad. Undercover dunker. Like, that is outstanding. Wow. Cliff Floyd, kind enough to join it. So how are you passing the days here? Like, how often? Forgive me. How often have you been on MLB Network? Like, what have you been doing?
So today was the first day. I did MLB Central with the crew. It was really good. Got a chance to talk about Jackie. I know we're gonna get into that in a minute, but my typical day is very simple. I get up. I have a Peloton bike, thank goodness. And and I get on that. And I've been at first I started at about, and I've been going for a while. But you know, when I'm leaving and I have a normal day and we have some normalcy in our world, I'm moving around a lot. But since I'm here every day, I'm on the bike about 30 minutes. Then I got up to 45. Yesterday I did 75 minutes on the Peloton. So that is my challenge every day, is how much I can do on the bike before I get ready to puke or something crazy. And I challenge myself at home. So I do that, and then try to figure out something, you know, with the fam as far as what we're going to eat every day. Try to stay out the grocery stores. We stack up as much as we can, and then I look at my watch, and hopefully it's around 7 o'clock because it's closer to getting to bed at 9.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
I don't try to make it harder than that.
You have a basketball player at home. Are you like running him through the through all the paces? Like, are you now Coach Floyd?
Yeah, bro. He dodges me. It's funny how this boy is like in my house and I can't find him. Like, I'm like, bro. I'm like, how good do you want to be, man? Like, how good? He goes, well, Dad, we're not doing anything. I go, see that, and then so we have these conversations when I do finally catch him. I'm like, look, it's not up to me. I don't care if, you know. I mean, I just want you to be the best you can when we come out of this thing. And if you want to work, I'm here. And he's worked a couple days, but I don't know. I think he wants to be a gamer that's going to make up $500,000 a year at some point. I think so. So we'll see. But man, I tell you what, to get this boy outside, yeah, it's a fight to get this dude outside.
How would a young Cliff Floyd have handled quarantine?
You know, I would probably be doing what he's doing, to be honest with you. But I think my mindset, I had to be moving. So to be sitting in front of a TV playing a game, I did love that. Don't get it twisted. Like, we had Atari and all that stuff, and you know, and yeah, I played that stuff growing up. But the only problem I would have if I didn't have if I wasn't blessed, like I've been blessed here to be able to provide for these kids. If I didn't have the chance, the opportunity to get outside, it would driven me absolutely bananas. So I don't know how I would have handled it because we didn't have much growing up, being honest with you guys. And I had to make shift with the little, crooked basketball rim I had, and we had a little backyard. But man, I don't know how I would have made up this many games to play, growing up with this. So I feel for a lot of our world is going through it and not having the means to be able to do some of the things they do, on the regular.
As you're saying that, I'm thinking about tough times not lasting, but tough people lasting, and it can't help but take me back to where you went on MLB Central today with Jackie Robinson, and this being the day that he broke the color barrier. And I know, like, two white dudes doing a show from Toronto, we can tend to romanticize the actual role of sports in race relations, and I think that we saw that over the last few years, that sometimes it's taken a little too seriously. But in this case, with Jackie Robinson, I think it's different. Am I wrong? Do you look at Jackie Robinson as being someone who really changed the way we look at things?
Absolutely. And I think that's why he's been given his day, for us to really recognize what he did. And he sort of separated himself from the greats of our sports. When you think about the greats and the Hall of Famers, Jackie, I think, separated himself to have, us look at him as who he was and how courageous he was and how fearless he was and how special and unique. And I think those things resonate with me and it should resonate with the country, because when you look what he had to endure every single day, when he laid his head down on the pillow and woke up with the challenges of going on the field I had to imagine it was nothing for this guy. Like, going on the field was like, I get a chance to release and go out there and do what I love to do because I know I'm really good. I'm amazing at what I do. But dealing with everything off the field, dealing with the fact that he knows what's happening with his family, dealing with the fact that he had to count somebody to watch his family while he went out there and did what he had to do and got destroyed for doing that. I know I couldn't have handled it. I know a ton of people couldn't handle it, and I think that's why we have to appreciate him for who he was and being the first to do it and understanding that nobody's going to stop him. He was not going to stop. He had patience. He had patience to sort of deal with the trials and tribulations of it, but he was like, look, you're not going to stop me. You might kick me out, but I'm not quitting. And that's the difference, and that's what you appreciate. And you hopefully you hear my passion about how incredible that is and how it should now resonate with our communities that are trying to get our African Americans to understand how great the game of baseball is.
Cliff Floyd, 17 years in the big leagues, joining us here on Tim and Sid. Cliff, I love how MLB handles Jackie Robinson Day in terms of everyone's wearing 42, and then you don't see it again. Like, I really don't have a question. I just think it's fantastic how this day would normally be handled. They've done a great job with it.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome, and it's getting better and better. And I think even in unfortunate times like today and this year, and how things are completely off, and we're trying to find some normalcy. We're trying to find, something to, think positive and put our energy in a positive place every day and consistently every day. And as hard as it is, we have this day to sort of reflect and appreciate and understand that while we're going through something horrendous, think about what Jackie went through. I think about it a lot, especially on today like today when you have to talk about it. You think about what this man did and how he went about his business, and the most important thing to him was his family. And I don't think anything else mattered to him other than his family and the safety. And, it makes you understand and appreciate. I know I do. I appreciate my family more and more every single day, whereas I didn't much because I was going out there trying to provide for them. So when I came back home, it was like, look, I love you guys to death. I'm so glad everything is great, but I got to go in a couple of days. And it's like, are you really appreciating and doing all the things you need to do? Well, guess what? My butt's sitting at home now, and I get a chance to understand and appreciate how important they are. He did that every single day, and I think that's why you also appreciate how wonderful of a man he was.
Cliff Floyd, MLB Network, Sportsnet, joining us here on Tim and Sid. Do you have a favorite Jackie Robinson story? Like, is there one that you remember fondly or that you remember as typifying what you're talking about?
We got a chance to talk about, I've been talking about how fearless he is and all the things that you look at how if you watch our game today and you're thinking about some things, you're thinking how great some guys are, and Mike Trout's and all these guys, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. When I think about Jackie, this man tried to steal home 31 times. So, right. So you start going down this road of watching this dude, and he was successful 19 of them. And you thinking to yourself, now, stealing second and third, the norm, right? That's norm. Stealing home is not normal. But it takes somebody who feels like, yeah, I can do second and third just like all of y'all, but I want to see y'all do home like me. Like that to me is where he's like, I'm different. I'm going to show you I'm different. I'm going to show you I'm about winning, but I'm not just stealing home for the heck of it. I'm really good at it. And yeah, he got thrown out 12 times. I get it. But I guarantee you in those 12 times, they probably cheated him. I'm just saying that's just my own personal opinion and my speculation. But I just feel like for him to be able to do that as many times as he did with the consistency and how good he was at it, those are things that stick out to me to make me feel like I would have loved to sat there with my popcorn next to my dad and watch this man play. I just would have I would have been awe. And it would have been something that I know for a fact. I grew up in Chicago, and we was thankful to have two teams, the Cubs and the White Sox, and my idol was Harold Baines. I enjoyed that. I know for a fact I would enjoy watching Jackie every single night.
As we wrap it up here, Cliff, I'm not surprised Jackie Robinson attempted 31 times to steal home. The 19 times successfully I was not aware of, and just kind of made me stop for a moment. I'm not surprised at the 31. It was the 19 successful attempts that got me. That is wild. That is wild.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
Cliff, love you, man. Thanks for jumping on.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Best to you and the family.
Before you go, Cliff, and I have no easy segue off what we were just talking about to this, we can confirm Jeff Blair dunks his cookies in milk.
Oh,
no, I would say he got word that we was talking about it, and he literally cut his phone off. That's just me. That's just me. That's just me, fellas. And I'm telling you, phone is off. He'll be back on in an hour because, he's the hardest working man in the sport.
He is.